My name is Czarina Louie. This is my real life story. I've always liked serving at real life church. I've served as an usher. I've served greeting at the doors. I was born in the Philippines. I came out here when I was about 5.5. My parents, their passion was the American dream, give their kids a better life out here in the United States. But my father was different. He was loving beyond anybody that I ever met. He was just always rooting for me. But unfortunately, my time with him was cut short. He actually passed away when I was 7, so that was my first introduction to heartache for sure. And of course, when you lose someone you dearly love, you raise your hand up and you say, why? How could you do this? God, how could you take this person who loved me away from me? And it just seemed like after his death, there was just tragedy after tragedy. And about a year after he passed, our house burned down. I don't know whether I was more sad because our house burned down or because all the memories that I had of him were all there. But once again, another moment where I said, why? After my dad's passing, my relationship with my mom really took a turn. Almost every day, it felt like it drifted further and further apart. She poured a lot of attention to my sister. Everybody handles grief and loss in different ways. My sister grew rebellious and was pregnant at 15.5, had a child. She also joined a gang. I would get beat up just walking to and from school by other gang members. I was just kind of living life just on a day by day and just really felt alone. My mother rarely ever paid much attention to me. She would not even treat me as if I was there. There was some very hopeless moments. There was a point in my life where I was shoplifting just to get the common necessities that I needed. I have attempted to take my life a few times and would wake up in the hospital and would again have those conversations with God and said, okay, what do you want from me? Why do you continue to test my will to you and my faith to you? But you don't really see how God works. God would surround me with teachers, counselors, other friends. They would just invite me and have me come over, and their parents would just kind of take me in. I had other parents buying me jackets and back to school clothes. God always showed a way for love. Getting through high school was difficult, exciting, challenging, and getting the news of being accepted into a college was even more exciting. I had to earn the money to put myself through school. A couple of weeks before I started, got into an argument with my mother. It turned very, very bitter to the point where my last words to her was that I said, I give you no credit for anything that I've ever done in my life, that the only thing that I can give you credit for is having me. That struck a chord with her, and she kicked me out. So 2 weeks before going to college, I was living out of my car, using the women's locker room on the college campus to shower. I was always asking the question of why, not really getting an answer. One day, I got a random phone call from my mother. She basically told me that I was adopted and that I wasn't her real daughter. In that very moment, it gave me a lot of answers to the why, but then it opened up a whole nother chapter of whys. And why would God place me in a home where I wasn't even wanted to begin with? And why would he take the one person in the home from me that actually did want me? After that day, I pretty much suppressed everything. Buried myself in work. I met my husband, got married, had kids. It was one blessing after another, but there was still always something that just felt a little empty and wasn't complete. And I woke up one morning and I said, okay, we're going to church and we're gonna get through this phase of our life and we're gonna go through it with God by our side. And that's what led us to real life church. Immediately walking on campus, I was feeling comfortable, feeling loved. I felt safe. It was almost like God's plan all along was to lead me to this place. God continues to still teach me, have hope that it will be a better day. Don't lose sight of that, and that your pain, use it to help someone. the urge to serve God's kingdom and others is just a different level. I don't see it as even volunteering. It's growing to that fulfillment that was missing in my heart. And it's gotten to that point where I don't need to ask him